got crappie too. Here in the HuntFishCook kitchen, a peanut-crusted, spicy tartar sauce crappie. You are going to love it. It's fried and it's good and it's coming up.
From the field and the water to the kitchen and the table. It's Hunt, Fish, Cook with your hosts, Scott Laceth, the sporting chef, and Donny Mac, one of the Southeast's favorite outdoorsmen.
Man, take a look at these fish. These fish have been expertly cleaned by Donny Mac himself. I'm not sure where he caught them. These are good-looking fish. Just the head is off. And what's cool about eating whole fish like this, to me, you got to eat this with your hands. There's no two ways about it. You got to eat the whole fish with your hands, or you know, I do anyway. I want to make some tartar sauce first. And one of the key ingredients of this particular tartar sauce is my Wickles hoagie and sub sandwich relish. Now, while this may sound like a commercial, I gotta let you know, this is the go-to stuff here in the HuntFishCook kitchen. I put this on salad dressings. I put this on everything. We love Wickles. You know, we've discovered each other. And this is, it's not too spicy. What this is it has a lot of flavor. So to the mayonnaise, I'm going to add my hoagie and sub relish. About that much. Okay, about that much. Like I said, I really like this stuff. I've got some Creole mustard right here. This is just spicy mustard. If you don't want it to be too spicy, just use a little Dijon or a little yellow mustard would be fine. That's going to go in there. Let me grab a spoon, which will make it easier to get this mess out of here. Mustard in with the mayonnaise. And this is a light mayonnaise. You can use any mayonnaise that makes you happy. This is a Creole seasoning. And what it is, actually, is my own Creole seasoning blend, so you can use anything you like to make it a little spicy. I've got some red pepper flakes in there. I'm going to put some lemon juice in here also. And if you like, if you want to make it even spicier, you can add a good shot of Tabasco or your favorite hot sauce. And this is the mayonnaise that will be dipped with the fish. Now, this fish has a peanut crust. I've taken dry roasted peanuts and chopped them up. If you don't have a peanut chopper or you don't have a food processor or something like that, if you just get a heavy-duty cast iron skillet, like a good Camp Chef cast iron skillet, and just mash on them and give it a turn, you're going to get the peanut crust here. What's going to go into the breading on the deep-fried crappie is, in addition to the peanuts, I've got flour, Parmesan cheese, and this is a finely grated Parmesan cheese. You can get shredded, you can get grated, you can get shaved. This is the finely grated stuff. If all you have at home is that green can of Parmesan cheese that's in the refrigerator, that works just fine. This is cornmeal, and these are breadcrumbs. This is an Italian seasoned panko. Panko is a Japanese breadcrumb. It's a coarse breadcrumb. If all you have at home is just regular Italian-style breadcrumbs, those will be just fine. And, of course, Hi Mountain Seasoning, gourmet fish seasoning, salt and pepper if you don't have it. But if you do, it's going to taste better with this Hi Mountain gourmet fish seasoning, salt and pepper otherwise. All right. We've got it all set up. We've got the tartar sauce ready. My oil is just about hot. And when we get back, I'm going to show you how I like to fry peanut-crusted crappie right here on HuntFishCook.
Stumped on something new to do with your wild game and fish? Go to HuntFishCook.com and problem solved.
That's what's cuts.
Sahit Watilla.
Hi Mountain Seasoning brings new flavors of the Old West to you. Turn your harvest into commercial quality sausage and jerky the easy way. With Hi Mountain's wide selection of flavors, cures, and kits. Game jerky flavors sweet and spicy to Inferno blend. And summer, Polish, and German sausage kits are just a few of the flavors you'll find at Hi Mountain. Hi Mountain products can be found at leading sporting goods, farm, and ranch and grocery stores. Visit HiMTNJerky.com.
There is a school like no other school in the world. Avionics in the morning, training in the afternoon, computer programming in the evening, and along the way, Leadership 101. And on the day that your studies here draw to an end, and the commander look you in the eye and salutes you, it will be with the knowledge that he is only the first of many who will do so. There's strong, then there's Army strong. To see strength like no other, go to GoArmy.com.
What if you could design an outdoor kitchen at a price you could afford? With Camp Chef's durable cooking equipment, you can own a custom kitchen that's built to last for years. You can grill, bake, boil, deep fry, and saute right in your own patio or backyard. Transform your Camp Chef into a griddle, barbecue box, or high-output burner in just minutes. Best of all, you can quickly load up your Camp Chef gear and turn your campsite into a gourmet kitchen anywhere. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Welcome back to Hunt, Fish, Cook. Today in the kitchen, deep frying crappie, catching crappie. I talked about the fish early on and what I'm going to put in it, and there's a number of things you can do in order to get your dry seasoning to stick. In this case, I'm going to use buttermilk. If you don't have any buttermilk at home and you want to make this recipe right now, if you just have some milk, whisk in a couple of egg yolks, that'll work just fine. That's all that needs right there. That's going to go first dunk. Going to go here. Let me get my dry stuff going first. Okay, once again, these are Italian breadcrumbs, but these are crunchy panko breadcrumbs. This is dry roasted peanuts, crushed up peanuts in there. Try this once. This has a really, just a ton of flavor, ton of texture. There's some cornmeal, just regular old cornmeal. Grated Parmesan cheese, finely grated Parmesan cheese. The fine grate, along with the crunchy stuff like the peanuts and this coarse ground panko, you're going to have some that's going to stick to the fish better. The finely grated stuff like the cornmeal and this grated Parmesan cheese and this flour I'm adding right here is going to stick to the closest part of the fish, and hopefully what we're going to have is this crunchy stuff on the outside. I'm going to add some Hi Mountain Seasoning garlic pepper. Hi Mountain Seasoning, we have recently discovered they have a great line of seasoning, particularly if you're into making jerky, bologna, smoking, if you've got a lot of hindquarters in your freezer. This is a great way to take some of those deer hindquarters or elk hindquarters, turn them into sausage, jerky, pepperoni sticks. Anyway, there's the Hi Mountain Seasoning garlic pepper, which has salt in it also. And some of the Hi Mountain Seasoning gourmet fish seasoning. Two different flavors all together. They both work well with this, and let me give this a stir. And then, as with any kind of fried fish that I do, you can actually double dip and go into this dry stuff and then go into the buttermilk and then back into the dry, but I think this will work just fine by itself. I'm going to head over here. I've got some hot peanut oil in my Camp Chef Dutch oven. Let me start by getting this whole assembly line set up here. The idea here is to go from fish to the dry seasoning. And you know, see this little crispy tail here, or soon to be crispy tail? This is Donny's favorite part. When the tail gets fried, he calls it his crappie potato chip. Into the oil. And be careful when you do this. If you're doing this at home and you happen to drop a piece of cold, crusty fish into hot oil, if you're not paying attention, there's an excellent chance that you're going to burn yourself or the dog that happens to be down here. So just go in very gently and lay it on its side. Let me get a couple of them going here. This is going to be exceptionally good with that tartar sauce. And if you're like me, and you don't plan ahead, you won't have a wet towel handy so that you can dry your hands off. What the smart people do is they'll just use one hand, and I'll always keep one hand clean, and the other one won't be. Let me go back in here with another one. I don't want to crowd the pan. If you throw a whole bunch of crappie in at once, what you're going to have is cool oil. It's not going to be hot enough to fry your fish. This is 350, 360 degrees. So I'm going to give that a minute before I add one more crappie to this pot here. Let me get this moved around just a tad. You can also pan fry this. If you just have about 3/4 of an inch of oil and just hit it one side, as soon as it's brown on one side, flip it over and get the other side. And I got to tell you, as a general rule, it's been my experience that fish that is fried with the bones in have much better flavor than fish that are just filleted out. You got a lot more flavor. If you're looking for a good resource for fish, Catalina Offshore Products is my favorite. CatalinaOP.com. They don't have crappie, but they got everything else. Sea Cortez, saltwater fish. These are crappie. When we get back, I'm going to show you what this looks like on a plate right here. Hunt, Fish, Cook. Today it's all about crappie.
Hi Mountain Seasoning brings new flavors of the Old West to you. Turn your harvest into commercial quality sausage and jerky the easy way. With Hi Mountain's wide selection of flavors, cures, and kits. Game jerky flavors sweet and spicy to Inferno blend and summer. Polish and German sausage kits are just a few of the flavors you'll find at Hi Mountain. Hi Mountain products can be found at leading sporting goods, farm, and ranch and grocery stores. Visit HiMTNJerky.com.
Into every life, a little rain must fall. Why not be ready for it with Frog Tog's outerwear? The perfect rainwear for people on the go and the natural choice for sportsmen or anyone looking for comfort and protection from the elements. Constructed from a patented breathable fabric, Frog Togs are engineered to keep the rain out while letting body heat escape. And since professional fishermen don't get a rain delay, Frog Togs is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Redfish Cup Professional Tour. For a Frog Togs dealer near you, go to frogtogs.com.
The Bradley propane smoker runs on batteries, so I can set it up easily most anywhere. I no longer have to go to town to satisfy my sophisticated palate. Only problem is, I do get a little lonely. Well, if you like that, you're gonna love my apple smoked lamb tenderloin with a mint sauce and a rice pilaf. Marvelous with the Merlot. So, from around here.
You know, I never know how my day is going to end. But I always know how my day is going to begin. Wolverine, boots, shoes, apparel, and gear. Relentless by nature.
Welcome back to Hunt, Fish, Cook. Cooking crappie in the kitchen today. Catching crappie on the water. I've got some Hi Mountain gourmet fish seasoning. While my just fried, crispy, peanut crusted crappie is hot, I'm going to put that seasoning on there to give it that much more of a boost when you start eating it. And I have to tell you that during the break when I was flipping the fish, I was a little careless and did happen to snap one of the tails off. And as Donnie says, man, this is, you know what? That's like eating a waffle potato chip. That is so good. Donnie's right. Don't forget, eat the tail. Let me show you how the fish flakes right off on this baby. It's just, oh, wow. You see that? And like I said, it's going to be a little messy. This is very, very tender, perfectly cooked. Can't mess this up. This recipe and a whole lot more is at the HuntFishCook.com website. Just type in the keyword crappie. It'll take you to this recipe. And while you're there, check out Hunt Fish Overstock, where we've got some great deals on stuff that you can use in the field and in the home and in the kitchen. I'm Scott Laceth, the sporting chef. For Donny Mac, you've been watching Hunt Fish Cook.